Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Donut Shop by 25th Century Games.
Donut Shop is a game about donuts and running a donut shop.
Super awkward if it was not about donuts at all.
False advertisement. With this one, you are going to be gathering tiles of donuts and laying them in an arrangement of donuts in the center of the table, trying to do so connecting like donuts in as big of arrangement as you can to earn money in this game. And then on top of that, you are wanting to get order cards so that you can put certain donuts in boxes to get more money and sell those donuts. This is all going to be a spatial tile laying game with this one. Let me go down to the table, show you how this one works, and then we'll come back and share thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer. All right, I've got Donut Shop on the table. Let me show you how this tile laying game about, well, running a donut shop works. What you have with this game, you've got a central tile that's going to be the starting play area. You'll have this in the middle of the table. You've got lots of box tiles. You have a 3D donut tile stand holder that is going to hold your donut tiles in it. And you can see with the artwork here that it matches with the artwork on the 3D display, kind of showing you that the donuts are on a rack display here. You've got a napkin holder, which is actually your card holder, that's going to have these order cards out. And then you have lots of money tokens. You've got 5, 10s, 25s, 50s, and 100-cent dollar bills, let's put it that way. Now, what's going to happen with this game, you are going to be trying to place these tiles strategically out here in the open play area, trying to get order cards that match the donuts in any particular given area in the playing area, and then put these boxes on top of donuts, boxing them up to gain the money that is on the box tile. So, how a turn is going to work in this game, you are going to be playing a tile from your hand out here in the playing area. Now, you'll have one in your hand to start the game. I'm just going to use this one as an example here. Let's pretend this was already in my hand. And you'll want to take note of the donuts that are on the tile. Now, you have regular donuts that don't have any sprinkles on them, and then you have donuts that do have sprinkles on them, and then you've got donut holes, which donut holes are going to be wild, and they can count as any kind of donut in the game. Except sprinkled donuts. And all that sprinkled donuts are, they are going to be the exact same type of donut as the non-sprinkled ones that match in color. So you can see this blue donut here is the same as this donut, except that it just has sprinkles on it, and I'll explain why that's important here in just a second. Now, there are two main ways to get money in this game, and money is victory points. The first is going to be by placing these tiles out here, connecting like donuts with donuts that are out here already on the playing area. And you'll get 5 cents for every donut that you match with that. So placing this donut here, this donut, as I mentioned, is the same as this donut. It's just sprinkled. So I would have a match here and a match here. This wild donut holes can actually be a blue donut as well, so that is a match as well. So I would have 5, 10, 15 cents placing this donut here like such. Here's another example. If I were to place like this, there would be a match right there, and we could count this as a match as well, making this be one of these yellow donuts, and that would be a match right there. And so that's the idea here by placing these tiles. Now, that's just one of the ways that you're going to get money in this game. And let's go back with this placement right here. Another way that you would get points in this game is by placing these boxes on top of donuts. And this is going to be the next thing that you do on your turn. And it is optional. You don't have to do this because a lot of times you may not have the cards that you need in order to be able to do this. So the first thing is you have to have these cards in hand that match all of the donuts that you're going to be putting into a box. So this blue donut right here, it would count for any blue donuts out here here on the playing area. So in other words, if I was wanting to use this smaller box here to box up these 4 donuts, placing the box like that on top of them, this blue donut card would count for all 3 of these blue donuts here. I would need a white donut card to count for that particular donut right there. And if I had that card, then I could play it on top of this and we'd be good to go. And that would be what I would do on the second step of my turn, playing cards for the matching donuts that I'm putting in a box, and I would earn the money that is on that box. And as you can see, the bigger the box, the more money, all the way up to 60 cents. Now, here's some other examples of some cards. So these are going to be just regular old normal cards that would count for your yellow donuts and your blue donuts. But here's another example. These are going to give you 10 extra cents if you had sprinkles. So this is where the sprinkle donuts comes into effect. It still counts for any blue donut, but I would earn 10 extra cents for every sprinkled donut. So again, going back to this example here, boxing that up, not only would I get 20 cents for boxing up those donuts, but I would get 10 extra cents for having that sprinkled donut. The donut holes, again, they count as any donut that you need it to be, and you can make it be 2 different types of donuts. One type for when you place the tile, and a different type for whenever you box the donuts. And so keep in mind those can be 2 different types on the same turn. Another example of an order card here is going to be the ones that have coffee printed on them. Now, how that works is you have to have at least 2 cards that have coffee cups printed on them, as I do right here. And if I use both of these cards when boxing up donuts, I would get 15 extra cents. If I had a third coffee card, I would get 25 extra cents. And yes, you can incorporate multiple cards for the same type of donut, so long as you have more than one, just so that you can get coffee cards put into that grouping. You don't have to just play one blue donut for all the blue donuts. You could play more than one blue donut card if you needed to get those coffee bonuses. So that's the idea with boxing up donuts. Now, once a tile is out here with donuts underneath it, that tile is going to stay there for the rest of the game. And as you can see, this is going to sprawl out and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's going to be more donuts for you to play on top of. Just know that these donuts are now off limits. Nobody can use the donuts that are underneath these box tiles. The last thing that you will do on your turn is decide whether you want to take one of the face-up tiles, and so we would replace any open with ones from the stacks here. You could take one of the face-up donut tiles over here on the display, or you could take one of the face-up order cards over here that are on display. Whichever one you take, you then take the opposite one of one of the face-down stacks. So in other words, if I took this tile that is a donut tile face-up, I would then have to take blindly off of the napkin holder one order card, and I'm at the mercy of whatever I draw on that order card. Alternatively, I could take one of the face-up order cards, but then I would have to draw blindly off the top of one of the 2 stacks here for one of the donut tiles. And you do have to keep these face up in front of you. All players are going to see what you have. Your cards, however, are going to be hidden. They won't be able to see that. You'll continue to play the game like this until all of the donut tiles are depleted, or all of the order cards are depleted, at which point the end game is going to be triggered. And then at the end of the game, you'll count up whoever has the most money, and they will be the winner. And that is how you play Donut Shop. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one. And we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts about Donut Shop from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, the first thing I want to ask you about this one is the look and theme of the game, because to me, this is awesome. I love the way that it looks.
My favorite games are always related to food.
Okay.
A lot of the games we play, but I think also they're done well. Like when you have good materials and a setup, it's just fun.
It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
The way it looks out on the table, it looks, I mean, it doesn't look necessarily like a game as much as it looks like this is some miniature setup of a donut shop, and it looks like a toy almost. It looks, and by toy I don't mean like a little knick-knack kid toy. I mean more like a collectible miniature display kind of. It's kind of what it almost looks like out on the table with the 3D elements. I mean, what did you think about the 3D?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think they did a great job of setting it up. It feels like you're picking a donut. It feels like you're picking the bag to put your donuts in. So they did a really good job.
Yeah, it definitely has lots of table presence with this one. Let's talk about the gameplay experience. What was that like for you? This is tiling. You guys know we really like tiling, but this is a different kind of tiling, I feel like.
Yeah, it's different. I feel like we've played something similar, and of course I'm not going to be able to think of it, but you're not isolated to 8x8 or 5x5.
Yeah.
You just, it can be a table hall. You can take up quite a bit of space. And you're just figuring out where the donuts fit, how many points you can get, or how much money you can get, and then boxing them up. And I just think it's a really good gameplay, really cute setup, getting extra points if they have sprinkles or something extra on them, or if you're serving them with coffee.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to the game, but it's still very simple to play.
See, the thing about it that I liked the most about this one is because on the surface, this could have been just a very simple, straightforward game that might leave some people walking away feeling like that's it, that's all there was to it. And what I mean by that is it could have just been, it has donuts on it, put it where you connect the most donuts, or you make the biggest region of blue donuts, or something along those lines, right? And I feel like there's so many games out there that are like that. But then what you also have with this game is you've got to get the cards that match up with boxing up those donuts. And then on top of that, you want to try to get the ones that then, let you add coffee to be extra to it, or let you get the sprinkled donuts to be extra to it. And so there's multiple layers that kind of go into this. Not just this simple, well, I'm connecting the chocolate donuts because that's where the most chocolate donuts are. You might not have the chocolate donut cards, right? Like, so that might not be the best thing to do. It might get you a lot of money at the beginning of your turn, but then when you place the box on it, you're kind of, you got to keep both of those things in mind with this one, which adds to the complexity of the game. Not that it's a super complex game, but I love that aspect that it's kind of layered thinking with this one. So for you, kind of wrapping your mind around that concept, what was that like for you to try to find your way to do well in this game?
I mean, I think it was pretty easy. It's very visual, so I think that makes it pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get to pros and cons here for this game. Sam, what for you are the things that stood out in a great way with this one?
I mean, I think we pretty much said everything. The setup is great. The 3D display, how the donuts look and how the cards play. I just think it's overall very visually appealing and makes it easy to understand and to play. Yeah,
I agree with all of that. Love the theming. I love the way the game scores. Kind of gives you extra ways to get little points here and there, but then you can kind of build on to big points if you get the right cards.
Yeah.
And I like that drafting aspect at the end of your turn where you're either taking the card that's visual that you can see, but then you have to blind take on the donut tile, or vice versa. You take the donut tile that works well for you, but then you got to blind take the card, right? I love that aspect because you can't get everything that you want in this game. You have to take one good thing with one unknown thing, and I like that with this one. Anything that doesn't work so great for you in this one?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. We did run out of money because we played wrong the first time.
Yeah, we did.
We were counting every donut that matched all the way up, and then we read the rules and played again, and we did fine. But we were like, why are we running out of money? Because we made it a much higher scoring game than it was meant to be.
Don't.
But that's on us.
That is definitely on us. Yeah, you'll have enough money in this game to play it just fine. But with that, the only thing that maybe I could say is, and it's not even necessarily a con, but I could see how it might be a con for some people, is that, you are getting lots of points in a lot of different ways, and it can be maybe a bit overwhelming and lead to maybe some analysis paralysis of, well, if I place this tile here, that's going to get me, 25 cents because I'm matching up the chocolate donuts. But if I do it over there, I'll get this much. But then I don't have the right cards to line up for that, to box those donuts. And if I put it right here, then I can line it up, and I do have the cards, and I can put the 40-cent box there. But then if I put it like, it can just lead to lots of different options, and I think some people could feel overwhelmed with that, and it could lead to AP. I didn't experience that myself. I don't think you really experienced that, but I think it could be a possibility with this one. Okay, so let's get to our scores for Donut Shop. Sam, scale of 1 to 10, love to hate. Where's this one coming in at?
I mean, I really enjoyed this game. It's probably going to be close, if not on my top 10. I think I'll give it an 8.4.
8.4. I knew it was going to be pretty high for you, yeah. It's going to be really high for me too, guys. There's so many things that I just really like about this one, and I knew I would like it from the moment that I first saw it, just with the 3D elements, the way it looks, the theme of it. I just really find it to be charming and pleasant, and then the gameplay experience matched it all the way to the top. And so just not a whole lot of things about this game that I don't like. I'm going to be 8.2. So I'm right there, right around where Sam's at. And I would be down to play this just about any time. So I think it's an excellent one to play with non-gamers. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good one.
Okay, well, there you have it. That's our official thoughts here on Donut Shop. It's from 25th Century Games. You'll probably be seeing it from us again towards the end of the year in our top 10 video. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about Donut Shop.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.